It's time for one of the biggest London derbies in any Premier League season. Chelsea versus Arsenal. I mean, there's a lot at stake for this game. There's bragging rights, social media bragging rights, derby bragging rights, and also title statements to be made. And this fixture is one that we do not want to miss out on for any reason, either a fan or a neutral. But anyways, Max, taking the form of both sides into account, both sides actually come into this game high on confidence. Chelsea beat Barcelona. Arsenal also beat Bayern Munich as well. When you consider the form of both sides, who would you consider favorites going into this game?
I have to go with Arsenal, right? Because they're not losing 16 games in a row, and also they did pretty well against Chelsea recently. But yes, you mentioned both teams are doing pretty much great at the moment, so I wouldn't say that there's a big gap between teams, but I'd say 55-45 for Arsenal.
Interesting. Victor, we always talk about how big games, could impact the title race, and how much of an impact do you think this fixture would have on the title?
I just said in a recent short that I think we need to start taking Chelsea seriously, both for the Prem and the UCL, and I absolutely mean that. They're in second place, and after this game, they're going to have a very forgiving run of fixtures for the next 3 months. If Arsenal don't win this, it's properly game on for the title race. Even though before the season, I would not have tipped Chelsea for a title tilt this campaign, most likely because it's too early in their process. It's a bit like Newcastle making the Champions League a couple of years ago in terms of where they are in their process. But Chelsea seem to back themselves, and you've got to respect that.
Fair point. And back to you, Max. Chelsea have actually failed to beat Arsenal in the Premier League since 2021. But is there a good chance for them to do it this time around?
Actually, I can also mention that Chelsea haven't won against Arsenal since 2018 at home. So this is also an interesting start for them. And they definitely have a great motivation to win this one. But I, for some reason, feel like Chelsea are not going to win this game, and it's probably going to finish as a draw. And I guess Arsenal would be happy with this result.
Fair enough. And back to you, Victor. From a tactical standpoint, when you look at the style of play for both teams, which team's style of play looks more equipped to win on Sunday?
I think both sides are looking extremely mature and composed. Chelsea far more so than I would have thought before the season started. However, in terms of maturity and composure, I think there's a slight edge to Arsenal in this sense. So I'm going with them here. I think they are more likely to get a win.
Fair point. And Max, what are the player battles that could be important in, deciding the result of the game?
I'd probably say that Esteban against anybody is Calafiore or Lewis Kelly, because Esteban is doing great, and also there was some problems on the wing for Arsenal defense, and probably he's going to be the decisive player for Chelsea at least.
Yeah, Victor, your answer to that as well?
I think Cucurella and Saka is going to be box office, absolutely must watch, along with the obvious Rice Caicedo duels. Chelsea also need to marshal Eberechi Chiesa. Don't let him drift between the lines, because with the quality he has, he can set up 3 big chances in 5 seconds of not watching him properly.
And just for the big one, I know this one is going to be hard. But yeah, score predictions, starting with you, Max.
Well, as I mentioned, I expect a draw, so I have to go with a draw score. So let it be 2-2, so we have a great show.
Victor, you?
Far more optimistic than I am. I say 0-0. They're going to cancel each other completely. 0-0.
Interesting. 0-0.
Do we reload this spot? Because he lagged a lot on my end.
Shit, sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Re-ask for the with score.
Okay, so Victor, your score prediction?
Max is more optimistic spectacle-wise than I am. I'm also going with a draw, but I think it's 0-0. I believe they're going to cancel each other out fully.
Well, I'm going for Arsenal to win this game 2-1.
Of course.
I'm backing Arsenal to win this game 2-1. We've got that psychological edge over Chelsea in recent years, and the momentum we have at the moment, we would not want to, put our foot off. So the best Chelsea can get, probably, maybe from a biased perspective, is a draw. But if that does not happen, Arsenal should win the game. Anyways, those are our thoughts on the big game, Chelsea versus Arsenal, a game that everyone will be looking forward to and a game that could decide a lot in the title race. We're asking our viewers now to join us in the conversation. Who is more likely to win this game? Can Chelsea end their bad run of form against Arsenal? And who are the players that will decide the fixture? We'll be waiting to hear from you in the comment section below.